Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy FlexNavi. Please be sure to follow me on IG because in today's video we have us another trading breakdown. This trade, I believe I made $980. I closed at 1,000, but with the fees, so it's okay. We still had a good day. This was my second green day in a row. So let's get into this breakdown. Now, first things first, I do want to go over this right here. Now, this is a better example. I took a better screenshot when it comes down to the actual deviation size. Now, what is a deviation? A deviation is basically where the market opens up either inside or outside of value. If the market opens up outside of value with a small deviation, we're looking to take the market back into the previous day's value. So in this case, if it was a small deviation, we would be looking to take buys even over selling. Even over in a downtrend. If it's a medium deviation, basically it's a hit or miss. We can look to take it back into previous day value, or we can look to trend. Now, in a large deviation, we're basically looking for a trending day. Okay, so we have yesterday's value. This is the light blue, which is going to be inside of value. We can see this is 138 ticks, or you can do 34.62 points, whatever you want to do. Now, today's value, where the market ended up opening, this was 49 points, and this was 198 ticks. So basically, this is a large deviation. If it happened to be 138 divided by 2, that would be a medium deviation, and if it was 138 divided by 20 or 30, it'd be a small deviation and you look to take buys. But in this case, this is a large deviation because we are literally 198 is bigger than 138. So basically, this is a large deviation because 198 is bigger. Okay, so that means we're looking for a trending day. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. All right, so let's get to it. On the hour time frame, we can see we are selling off overnight. These are the buys that we took on the previous day, and the next day we are selling off pretty hard. A bunch of clean breaks and retests, but we don't care about what's going on at like 3 o'clock in the morning. We only care about what's happening at the time we trade. On a 30-minute time frame, it still looks a bit clean. The only thing is, we have this rejection right here. This rejection I was a bit hesitant on taking, but I did feel like this was pretty solid because I don't like taking trades. So let's go back here. The market's been selling here. Selling here is kind of questionable because you're selling at the extreme end. Like, you're selling almost at the end of the move. I like being at the beginning of the move, so selling down here just seems a bit much. So if I were to take a sell, since it is a large deviation, I would look for a break and retest, not just a regular break of the low, because when it comes down to the break of the low, there's 1 low, 2 low, 3 lows. There's 3 lows that have been broken. The chance of it being another low that's broken it's a lot. Not gonna lie, you're asking for a bit much. But as we get to the 30-minute, we do see that we have a bit of a rejection, and the buyers kind of stepped in right here, and also we have 2 more rejections, a pin bar rejection, a lot more rejections right here. So that's basically showing that the market's kind of losing a bit of steam. The market's getting a bit exhausted. But as you can see, this was what I was looking for, a break and retest type of day. Now on the 15-minute, we have a gigantic engulfing, but you can see I took buys right here. Now let's go into why I took buys for my first move of the day, and let's go to the volume profile. Now the reason why I took buys, not only because it's really an eye test when it comes down to your deviation size, because you have the volume profile and you have the order flow. They're both the same. It'll make sense. It's not that difficult. But as you can see, at the bottom of the move, we have aggressive sellers. These red bubbles right here, they're basically aggressive sellers, large participants in the market. But look at it, the candlestick ended up closing. The candlestick ended up closing bullish. Now at the time, I took the trade like down here because this is the value area low of like the week, and also the value area low of the current day. And basically at this point, I'm at the extreme end of the market. I like to take trades at the extreme ends because I have the bigger moves. So basically, after I seen the market literally failing to push lower, and then once the candlestick ended up basically turning bullish, that's basically where I took my trade for small size. And this is how the trade ended up looking on the 3-minute. Trade was looking like this. This is solid. Now the only thing is, you have a pin bar right here. This is a high probability variation, literally at a form of support where the market rejected multiple times. And basically, I took the trade zone to zone. The only thing is, I got hit break even right here. The market shot up right here. I was already at break even. I was up like $700, and then the market literally came back, wicked my stop loss, and then came back up. So that was a break even trade, and it was kind of tough because, you know, imagine being up like $700, you get wicked out, and then the market goes to where your take profit was, which was at around like 2,500. So very tough. My mental was really not in it at that point, and I was really about to force a trade. What I did was I got up, walked around, went outside, did my devotion, came back, and then I looked for another setup. Now let's go to that another setup that I ended up taking. It's going to be this one right here. Now, as you can see, the market, you know, it ended up continuing to push. Now, when it's a large deviation, it's going to be a trending day. It doesn't mean it's going to continue in the trend, but basically it means that there's going to be, you know, the market is going to continue going in one direction. Now, I like taking trades at the extremes. My first trade was at the extreme end of the move, which is at the value area low. I got wicked out, but I stayed patient. Once I seen this 15-minute candlestick with this gigantic wick, but it closed bullish. So, you know, in my head, this is a hit or miss. So basically, this is a rejection. So basically, the market could have came up here and then ended up selling off. But with it closing bullish, I was like, okay, maybe we can literally continue to look to take buys. So what I did, went to a different time frame right here. So this is the 5-minute time frame, I believe. Now we have a rejection right here, and then we have another rejection right here, but these candlesticks are closing bullish. Now, what I was basically looking for, I was looking for the market to end up flipping and continuing with the overall trend. But since I seen this right here with the order flow, I basically seen we have aggressive buyers instead of the 66, 1, 21, 22, 53. At this point right here, we have 142, 254, 134, right here, 355, 201, 180. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, we have the aggressive buyers in this area. If I can see the market happen to break above that area, I can look to continue to take buys because that's where the buyers got aggressive the first time, okay? Now, whenever I'm looking for moves like this, this is a counter trend move. So instead of me looking for a break and retest, I basically look for a continuation. Now, the reason why I look for a continuation is because how the overall market structure had looked. The overall market structure, if you look for a break and retest, basically it would have been something like this right here. But to be honest, I wouldn't want to buy at this area right here. That it just doesn't look good because you already have all this selling right here. The market comes up, creates a lower high, and then you're doing this right here to this area. If you were to take a sell right there, I'm not gonna lie, it just doesn't really look good. But when it comes down to the buys, we have a low probability variation after basically the break and retest, and I'm basically looking for the market to break past this area. So I wanted to get in early, and I wanted to take the trade around this right here. So once I seen the low probability variation, basically entered once we broke past the wick, put my stop loss underneath the current candle, which was very small. I could have put my stop loss either right here in this area or underneath the zone, but what I basically did is I seen that this is where like underneath where all the buyers got aggressive, and I had my stop loss like around like this area right here. So if it does happen to tap my stop loss, 9 times out of 10 it's going to sell. And basically that was my trade. This was more of a advanced type trade because, you know, you really have to understand how order flow, how volume profile works. So this was an advanced type trade. This was a very stressful day with me getting whipped out after, because my entry was down here, and I got wicked out literally here, so I didn't have to deal with the emotions of this pullback right here. But basically, once that pullback did its thing, there was no follow through with the sellers. Buyers were making an attempt. We got a low probability variation. Boom, enter right there. Large deviation. I know it's going to be some type of trending day, and basically, you know, we were able to get lucky. I could have got a little bit more, but at the end of the day, you know, this was a solid trade. And yeah, that's that. So I'll see you all in the next video.